Hi everyone. Okay, so jumping on relatively quickly, hopefully today, just to talk about the pink full moon that's coming up. And let me start off by saying that if you're rushing out there tonight thinking, yay, we're going to see a pink moon, sorry, not so much. Sorry to disappoint, but it's not going to be pink at all. The pink full moon, the saying or the naming of the pink full moon comes from a Native American tradition that goes way back, and the pink refers to the ground phlox or the pink moss that grows at springtime and comes out in springtime in the northern hemisphere. So for southern hemisphere people, obviously we're going into autumn, or what you would call fall, but in the springtime in the northern hemisphere they used to have the phlox or the pink moss that comes up, and that's where the naming of the pink moon comes from. So anytime the moon's supposed to be a specific color, please know the moon doesn't change. Just as general information, it doesn't change color, but there are atmospheric changes and influences that maybe can give it a hint of a tint of color, and that's why we have things like the blood moon and the harvest moon, all of that kind of thing. Alright, so that's just a little bit of info on that. So tonight is the pink full moon, and the pink full moon is all about communication and relationships. This is an opportune time to look at relationships that you have, and this can be any type of relationship. This can be a relationship with your child, it can be a romantic relationship, it can be a relationship with somebody at work, a parent, a sibling, and we're particularly focusing on relationships that maybe have experienced some damage in the past. So this communication that surrounds this new moon is opening up of communication. You may have somebody contact you out of the blue that you haven't heard in years that wants to make peace. You may want to extend an olive branch to somebody else and make peace in a relationship that's been suffering for many, many years. Maybe you're estranged from a family member or a friend that's been long gone for a long time, and you guys have now got over whatever's gone on between you, and you'd like to repair that relationship. So that's the kind of energy that's coming up now. You actually can also sometimes expect to revisit old relationships as far as romantic relationships are concerned. That's been a focus for a couple of months now, that we keep revisiting this, and we either dream about that person, and that's the way of processing old memories, especially if the relationship was quite harsh or damaging, or it was like a toxic relationship. Sometimes we are spared by the powers that be of actually physically living through that and going through physical hectic emotions in the daytime when we're very fully conscious, and we actually deal with it in a dream state and dream about that person and resolve issues in the dream state. So that's really great. It's a very nice way to come to a resolution with regards to that. But perhaps you need to make contact with somebody and say, I'm sorry, or this was a misunderstanding and we let things just get out of hand. Can we resolve it? So if there's anybody that you feel that you've needed to do this for or do this with for a long period of time now, and you feel this really needs to be done, this is the time to do it. This is when you have the highest chance of being successful in reaching out to that person, for them to be receptive of the message that you're trying to put across, and when you are making the most sense, and when you will be able to articulate the thoughts behind your actions or your reasoning better than what you usually would, and that person will understand you better. So that communication is key right now. Take advantage of it if you feel the need and you feel the time is right now. Alright. Again, if you struggle with relationships with your children, this is the time to reach out. If you've got a teenager you're struggling with, try and sit down and have those conversations that you need to have. This is the time that they'll be receptive. This is the time that you'll find the right words. Okay, so that's imperative. It's very, very important. And this is the energy now. Never forgetting that full moons and new moons are a time to let go of the old and bring in new energy. So if it means writing down a list of all the things you want to let go of, resentment, anger, negative relationships, toxic behavior, or resentment over toxic behavior, this is the time to do it. Write it down, go under the full moon, burn that piece of paper, so that symbolically, or you are letting it up into the ether, you're releasing it and letting it go. Take that weight off your shoulders, and know that this is a time for new beginnings as well. So maybe you want to sit down and you want to write goals for yourself. What do I want to change? How do I want to affect things in my life and bring in new energy by changed behavior? What do I want to do differently? What do I want to start? Maybe you want to start a new hobby or a project or a business venture. Maybe you want to start treating people better. Maybe you want to start communicating better, being more receptive, being more empathetic, whatever the case is. Or, I'm going to start a new job or find myself a new job or find a job that's more meaningful to me, where I do something that I truly love. I talk about this all the time, but they say that if you do something you love, you will never work a day in your life. And I have found that with what I do now. For those of you that don't know, I came from a corporate environment in financial services, and I took a leap of faith and I quit my job to do what I do now, to help people, to offer guidance, mentorship, whatever the case is, and just be supportive and give to other people. So 1/3 of all the work that I do is for free, and I try to offer guidance and help people, deal with certain issues or find the right job, whatever the case is, motivate them, give them whatever support they need at that point in their life. And that's what I really wanted to do. And it got to a point where it took over my work life. I was doing it sometimes during my lunch hour. I was doing it until 2 o'clock in the morning, in the evenings, and tiring myself out. And I eventually realized this is what makes me tick. This is what I love. This is my passion. This is what gives me joy. And I need to encourage other people to do the same. Find the thing that gives you joy. And if you find that thing and you pursue it, you will find that the universe works with you. It will be on the same page. The wheels will start turning in the right way. If you feel resistance towards something, it's not meant for you. If it flows and it comes naturally and it makes you feel good and you're like, wow, this is my thing, please pursue it. Because if you do what you love and you do it in service to others as well, you'll find that it's reciprocated. People will appreciate you. They will want to help you. Sorry, the wind's picking up a bit. And you will have this balanced, reciprocated behavior. Gee whiz, we're going to get blown away. So yes, I implore you to do that, to find what brings you joy. And please don't for a minute think, well, it's just a hobby. I can never do this as a day job. That's not true. We've been conditioned to think that's true. So I implore you tonight to go lie down somewhere, meditate for a while, or sit under the moonlight. Write a list of what you really love, what you really want to do. Set an intention. Look into things like the law of attraction. How can you do it? The 55x5 method. If you want to know how to do that, comment please and let me know, or get hold of me on Instagram or Facebook, one of those mediums that I'm on, and I will try and give you some pointers on how to do it, what to look at, and get the ball rolling. Alright, so that is about it. I'm going to be doing a card spread later for the collective on the energies that are around us at the moment, what we can do. I'm going to try and pick up on some action cards. What is the best thing that you can do to take advantage of the energy that's around right now? What are things that we need to let go of? What do we need to bring into our lives? I'll cover as much as I can to try and give you some guidance, and let's make the most of it. Alright, take care. And to any of you that are busy celebrating the Easter weekend or going into the Easter weekend, I send you many blessings, and I hope that it's a very restful, blessed weekend, and you can spend time with friends and family, and hopefully take some time out if you're not working. Here in South Africa, we get the long weekend off, which is really, really great. So it's time to spend together, and even if you don't celebrate Easter, it's a nice break, and you get to just do something out of the norm and relax and, get out of that work, eat, sleep vibe that we're constantly stuck in. Alright, I wish you all the best. Take care. Chat soon. Bye.